This is the future. Evolution. This is the future.
Hey guys, how's it going? I wanted to give you a look at this W9 scooter. This scooter comes with a 1,000-watt motor, a 14.4 amp hour, 48 volt battery that's supposed to give you up to 28 miles per range. This thing has a 264-pound weight limit. Also, this scooter has suspension in the front, it has suspension in the rear, so you'll be able to take this thing on-road or do some light off-roading, no problem at all. I am a 6-foot-tall rider. Let me show you how I fit on the scooter. This is with size 12 feet. I can get both my feet here on the deck, no problem. And it does have the little kick step in the back where you can rest your foot on the back. The suspension feels pretty good. This is what the deck looks like. It has a rubberized pad on it, so you're not going to slip off. It also has this footrest back here. This is a pretty solid piece of metal. This is your tail light in the rear. This is also a brake light. This is a folding scooter, so this is where you can unlock the mechanism, fold the handlebars down for transport or storage. The scooter does have disc brakes in the front and the rear. You get those 10-inch tires. They got kind of an on-road, off-road pattern. That's what the rear looks like. This is your rear suspension. The handlebars can be raised and lowered right here with this locking mechanism. This is what the handlebars looks like. You get your brake levers. This is your little control panel. This is what your little display looks like. If you press the S button, it'll cycle you through your power modes. Right now it's on Eco. Let me cycle that. Switches to standard. Switches to turbo. You get your big speedometer. You get your max speed, your odometer. This is your trip in miles, and this is your battery life. The scooter does have a top speed of 28 miles per hour. Gets there pretty quickly. I don't think you can see that in the camera because of the refresh rate, but it goes right up to 28 miles per hour. I took this on the road already, guys. This thing can absolutely get up to 28 miles per hour, even with me on it, weighing 215 pounds. It does come with a thumb trigger style throttle. This is what the ambient light looks like on the side of the scooter. This is how your turn signals look like at night. Very visible. And there's your tail light and your brake lights. The scooter comes with a super bright headlight, guys. Very visible. This scooter has cruise control, guys. This cruise control kicks in pretty fast, so you got to be careful of that. You might be wanting to stop, and then you don't realize that your cruise control has kicked in. So all you got to do to turn the cruise control off again is push the throttle one more time, and it will disengage your cruise control. Pretty simple, easy to use. This thing definitely is pretty awesome, and 28 miles per hour is a pretty fast top speed. Having a 28-mile range can get you back and forth to work and stuff like that. All right, guys, I'm out here on the W9 scooter. What I'm going to do now is go through the different modes and show you guys the different speeds. This thing has eco mode, standard mode, turbo mode. So I stopped here in the dark because I don't know if you can see the screen or not, but I will call out what they say. I can see the screen. Let's start out here, eco mode. Right now the zero start is engaged, so I can start right away from 0. That can be changed in the settings. If you stick around for a little bit, I'm going to show you how to turn off the 0 start if you need to. I'm going to show you how to turn off the cruise control if you need to, and I'm also going to tell you why you might want to turn off that cruise control real shortly here. All right, let's go for speed, eco mode. And it's running us right at 10 miles per hour. If you don't like miles per hour, you can just reach right over here, hit the little mode button, and switch that over to kilometers per hour. Simple as that. But back in miles per hour. All right, let's bump it up to standard STD mode. The cruise did not kick off at all. It just went full bore when I switched modes. So keep that in mind. 18 miles an hour. All right, let's try turbo mode. We are 1 battery bar down because I've been riding this thing around a little bit. See, I already put 6 miles on it. There you go. Giving you a full 28 miles per hour, cruising on cruise control. Let's see how we do going up this big hill here. Dropping down, but it's not doing bad. It's doing better than some of the e-bikes I ride. We were able to maintain 20. A lot of the e-bikes I ride can only do 14, 15 up that hill. So that's saying something. This is still uphill, but we're still maintaining 26, so it's pretty good. All right, guys, the way to get the cruise to kick off is brakes, or if you tap the throttle one more time, it will disengage the cruise control. Let me describe you why you want to disengage the cruise control in the settings. I will say simply, it's wonderful to have cruise control on a scooter like this, but this cruise control kicks on way too fast for like off-roading and stuff like that. So to sum it up, it's just a little bit unpredictable when the cruise control is going to kick on you. See, it kicked in there. We're doing off-roading here, and do you really want cruise control to be kicked on when you're off-roading? I don't think so. So this is my first time riding this thing out in the heat, and I've been riding it pretty hard around right over here doing the off-roading and stuff, and it gave us a little temperature warning, and it seems to have cut our power level from full power down to something in between. It hasn't fully cut the power, it's just pulled the power back a little bit, probably until that overheat turns off. Let me turn it off and turn it back on and see if that resolves itself. All right, guys, I turned it off for about 3 minutes. That overtemp warning went away. So apparently, guys, you can do some light off-roading with this thing, but if you get real heavy duty on the off-roading on a hot summer day, it's gonna give you the overheat warning, and it's gonna limit your power, which is a protection for the scooter. So it's actually kind of a good thing for the scooter. So, but we need to make sure it's not going to give us that overheat just out here on the street doing a street riding. So let's go ride it around on the street and see how it does. Let me get over here in the shade where you can actually see the display, and I will show you guys how to disable that cruise control altogether, and I will show you how to disable the zero start. It's a little bit different on this scooter. All right, you guys might not be able to see that display at all. I'm noticing now that the camera refresh rate is not allowing the display to come through. I can see it perfectly fine here, but the camera does not like it. So I will have to sum it up for you guys. This one's a little bit different. E-bikes and stuff, you press the plus and minus to get into the settings. On this scooter, you actually press the power button and the horn button, of all things. All right, press the power and the horn and hold them. Get you into the P settings. This P1 right here that you guys probably can't see. It's P1 and it's and then look how fast it gets out of the settings. So you got to do it a little bit quick. Press the power and the horn. P1 has two settings, either a 1 or a 0. It's on 1. If you want to turn off the zero start, press the S. You're going to press the S or the M to get it to go up or down to from a 0 to a 1. Let's see which one it is for this. Let's press the M. Let's try to go down. Nope, that didn't do it. So you press the S. There, the S switched the P1 to a 0. So now when you ride the scooter, you're not going to get any power right away. It has to be a rolling start. When you put the P1 to 0, it's a rolling start. So you push off, and then you get your power. And that's the best for your battery. That's going to be the best for your motor. But some people want to have the power right away. So let's put it back to a 1. Hold the power and the horn. P1 is on 0. See, now you got to hit the M to turn it back to a 1. P1 is on 1. So now we got our power right away as soon as it gets out of the settings here. There you go. We got our power right off the line. All right, the next one is the cruise control is on with a 1. We're going to want to switch the cruise control to a 0 to turn it off. Press and hold power and the horn. I'm going to hit the horn again and try to cycle to P2. Yep, that did it. P2 is on 1. I'm going to switch it to a 0. You're gonna have to hit the S to go down, the M goes up. So now the P2 is on 0, so cruise control is off. No more cruise control. You're not gonna have to worry about when you come to a stop, the scooter wants to keep going and running away on you, because that happened to me a couple times. Some things come up quick, like a wire fell down at my house. All it is a telephone wire. It fell off the side of the roof and it's laying on my driveway right now. But I came up on it real quick and I needed to stop like right away, like no hesitation. And the cruise control was on. And so I really had to grab, real quick for the brakes and stuff, because that cruise control was taking me right into that wire at a moment that I just needed to stop like right away. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the cruise control, guys, for just putzing around the yard and stuff like that. I feel like it is kind of dangerous with that cruise kicking on at any time. Now, on the other hand, if you're commuting back and forth to work, you're going to want to have that cruise control. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Doing long-range rides and stuff, cruise control is an absolute beautiful thing when you're doing long-range riding. So the fact that this thing has cruise control and it can be turned off and on is just an awesome feature. Standard mode is probably the best mode to get a little bit of speed and a little bit of range, middle of the pack. This is a full suspension scooter, and it doesn't make any noise. So if you're the kind of guy you're not looking for, you don't want no suspension noise, no rattles or anything like that, this scooter makes no rattles. I'm gonna go ahead and start heading back towards my house. I was never really planning to be out here super long. Let's talk about the brakes first here. All right, let's get up to 15. There you go, guys. You can put this thing in the ski mode. Both tires locked up, and I was giving it a little fishtail. So the brakes can lock up the tires. What more could you ask for without ABS? The brakes are quiet. They don't make any noise. They're just mechanical disc brakes. But mechanical disc brakes are sufficient for a scooter that goes the speed that this scooter does. They're good enough for a 28 miles per hour scooter. You get up in the 30s, you're going to want to have some hydraulic brakes. But like I said, I don't really see how it could be much better even with hydraulic brakes, because these mechanical disc brakes can lock up the tires. So what more are you going to get out of the brakes? What you need at that point is some anti-lock brakes. So we have not had any more motor overheat messages or anything. I think that was totally due to my real heavy off-roading that I was doing in the tall grass and those hills and stuff. And the fact that it's a 95-degree day out. That definitely don't help at all. But out here on the street riding, we're getting none of that stuff, guys. Cruising along nicely. If you manage your braking distance, you don't need to touch the brake pads at all. That little motor brake will do everything for you. If you start your stops way before where you're going to stop. Let's try it from about 15 miles an hour and see what kind of distance it takes to stop. I will start at this little arrow sign. Motor braking only. Oh no, it's only about 50 feet, guys. Without touching the brake pads, it only took about 50 feet to stop. From 15. All right, we've put 16 miles on the scooter and it's down to the last battery bar and that is flashing. I do need to tell you though, about 3 or 4 of these miles have all been off-roading today. Actually, over the last couple days, I've been riding this thing back and forth to my cabin and my house on my own property in really tall grass. So we really put a hurting on the battery doing all that off-roading. If you came out on a full charge and you put this thing in standard mode, which gives you the 18 miles an hour, I fully believe you will get 20 to 25 miles of range in that standard mode on the street. I am a 215-pound rider. Keep that in mind also. If you were to bring this out on eco mode and ride around at 10 miles an hour all day, you might be pushing 30 miles on the range. Let me sum it up, guys. It's a nice little scooter. It's got some really cool ambient lights. It's got turn signals on the side. It's got brake lights. It's got a good quiet suspension. Don't make any noise. This one is actually easy to fold. You pull that little pin trigger out and this thing folds down and locks down where you can carry the scooter just like that. It's easier to fold than a lot of the other ones I've tried out. It does have the thumb throttle, which I don't mind on this one since it's on the right-hand side. I just don't like them so much when they're on the left-hand side. It does have cruise control, can be activated, deactivated. It does have zero start, can be activated, deactivated. The brakes are decent, definitely good enough to lock up the tires. It does have the motor braking in the rear, which can stop you all on its own in about 50 feet. Got your adjustable handlebars, and it does have a nice display. Overall, guys, I think this is a good value for the price that it's at right now. It's a good-looking scooter. It can carry a full-size adult. I was able to fold it down, put it in the back of my Jeep so it can fit in a vehicle. That's about it, guys. If you think this is the scooter for you, I will put the link in the description below the video. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up and a subscribe. You'll see more content like this in the e-bike content. Thanks for watching.